the chairs.
I'm so tall.
Speaking of the chair.
Now, nobody's going to win any bets because it didn't happen today.
On the live.
Yes.
Okay.
It did not happen on the live. It happened yesterday.
And it was anticlimactic, you guys. It was just like, rip, shouldn't even fall. I have a betting pool on the chair.
That's so funny. I was just read that too.
I don't have my other phone. I can't read any of the things.
Oh, you want me to go grab it?
Guys, I had a little bit of surgery on my tongue today.
Oh, you should have heard her. It was the best. Only 2 people got to hear her, and one of them hopefully will be on here, and hopefully he'll say how funny she was. But
and he told Kimmy, take her home and let her go to sleep.
And then a song came on, and she was humming it, and I was like, please, please, please sing it. Because she was so funny.
Yeah, it was super swelled.
How did it go?
It went really well. They actually said there would be a lot of pain and swelling and all of those things, and I'm not having any of that. So I need my hat because I food in it and my other phone. I'll be right back.
She's like, I'm out of here. That's it. I'm gone. Oh, careful, Richard's following you. He's being extra spicy today. So he woke up this morning and he was on the spicy side. So he was chasing us this morning. We come out here and have coffee, and he's like, I'm sidestepping you, and I'm gonna get you good. So it was pretty funny. And then him and Donald had a little bit of bromance going earlier. It was so funny. Bob is trying to get me throat punched.
The dogs are losing their mind.
Bob wants me to get throat punched. He asked me to switch spots with you. Take your chair.
This is my chair. I don't share this chair. Not even with my grandkids.
No, she
I
does
had to
not.
have that whole conversation with them.
KJ's like, what happened? I just got past ads. Let's see. Heather had a dental appointment.
Surgery on my tongue.
Yeah.
So I had these little, I don't know if they call them nodules
Priscilla.
or something. They're like swollen taste buds.
Yeah.
And they cut them off.
Nancy's here. Jody's here.
Hi, everybody.
Let's see.
So we really didn't get anything done today. We did a little bit in the garden. We did some herding with the dogs. And you moved a bunch of straw and stuff. I caught you with a bucket at one point.
Yeah, I moved some straw and I did a little organizing.
Yeah, we're
and
filling
such.
up the one back. We have 2 more planters that we just need to get dirt in. So I don't know. They may be fall garden planting.
Hi, Carla from Pacific Northwest, Oregon.
Oh, hi, Carla. Are you new? Is this your first time here with us?
Kind of a neighbor.
Or a neighbor.
Hi, Mom. Mom's on. Let's see.
It's okay, Bob. She forgave you and came back. Is this because I darted out? Hi, Priscilla.
She has to come
Jody,
back.
Anna, Bob. Everybody's here. Alicia, KJ. Yeah, I actually did too. I told Kim, I'm like, you're going to have to lead the live because I'm not supposed to talk a lot. But I took a nap and it's not bleeding, so.
I said, did you tell the dentist I cannot not talk a lot?
He said, you're going to have to, kind of not talk a lot. Don't eat any salty foods. And I was like, I'm very verbal. I don't know how that's going to go.
They want to know what the rooster's name is this week. It's Richard.
It's Richard Cranium.
He's being extra, extra spicy.
He is very much a Richard, Vicky. That was a really good call. It fits him very well. That being said, my Aunt Connie was married to a Richard. He was not a nice guy either. So it really, truly fits.
Carla said she's been on a few times. She's a quiet stalker.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. Ooh, Chasing Freedom Homestead's here.
Hi, you guys. So I know a lot of people have asked about the
We're happy
YouTubers
to have you
meetup
back.
here, and I messaged Julie last night. She had organized it last year, and so they got a lot going on with their daughter's wedding and stuff. So we're going to discuss it at our next meeting on June 10th. So I will know by then, and I'll be able to well, we all will. We'll be able to give you a date.
Yeah. Jody said, "How are you two doing in general, and what is your latest project?"
I feel like we're doing really well.
Yeah.
We're building an outhouse, I think is our latest project.
Not too shabby.
For Mother's Day, I got an outhouse hole.
that that is always so fun to say.
And then we went and saw Jeremy and Angela, and we went and picked up some longer pallets. So we're just going to kind of make it out of pallets. So yeah, that's kind of working on the puttering around in the garden and that kind of stuff. Cleaning up. We're doing a lot of cleanup.
A lot of cleanup.
A lot of cleanup.
We got some new sheep, so we're doing a lot of herding and that kind of stuff. And by we, I mean the dogs and Heather.
It's a lot of fun. The dogs are having a good time, and it's helping them with just their boredom. So it's been really, really nice. Um, I've enjoyed the heck out of it.
Yeah.
So we're
Pretty
basically,
cool to watch too.
I'm trying to figure out how we got to do something with the tool shed, because it collapsed. For those of you that don't know, it collapsed over the winter, and it's just kind of leaning, but it's not safe to get into. And so we're gonna have to just start peeling things off of it one at a time. I just don't know, really have a place to put that stuff. Um, So the legs had damage. The roof part of it is just fine. All the legs had damage, so we could replace the legs with 4x4s or some little round trees, which we got a bunch of those that need to come down. We're doing some thinning, and we could replace them with that and kind of try to stand it back up is the plan. But
hello, Don B and Upper Sky DJ and Juanita.
Hi, you
Got a whole
guys.
bunch of people that jumped on. Brian Holler. Heather, could it go under container until you get a new shed?
It really can't, because the container is actually on a hill. So any rain that we get, everything from behind us goes underneath the container. And the one in, there's actually way more. The tool shed is a 10x20. So there's a lot of stuff in there. And, some of it's kind of camping stuff, some of it's some other stuff. But I'm kind of thinking the next time my son has his excavator here, and we actually talked to Randy. Maybe it wasn't Randy, but we do have some winches, and we can hang them, put them on the truck, and kind of pull it, and maybe winch it from the trees and stand it up, and then start replacing the legs, and then start organizing it. So
KJ says a tarp.
Well, I actually was thinking that because, once the barn's done, all this stuff will go into, I call it a barn. Once the shop's done, all this stuff will go into the shop. And so we really shouldn't have it here this winter, unless we turn it into a woodshed kind of thing. I don't really know.
Hi, Michelle. Hi, Drew.
Hi, Michelle. Hi, Drew.
Hi, Cora.
Hi, Cora. You guys made it. Kelly's here.
Build a swale directing the water around the container.
That is the plan. That is going to happen eventually. It needs to be behind Kira's cabin and stuff. There's just so much stuff we want to do, and we don't have equipment, so everything is done by hand. So even though that would be like a super simple thing, if we had even just a small tractor here, hint, hint, Anna, then then we'd be able to get most of that stuff done.
She wrote,
but when you're doing stuff with shovels, the garden, filling those things would have been done in an hour.
Oh, gosh, that would have been amazing.
And with us, it's like a week we've been working on it. It's just a little bit at a time, because we're not wanting to cause injury. We're not wanting to aggravate old injuries. We're not, all of those things. So, I'm going to be working really hard this season to be able to try to rent equipment at least once a month. And that, a skid steer is like $450 for 8 hours of service. And so usually you would, like, if you pick it up on Friday, you can keep it till Monday. You have to return it Monday morning, but you can still only put 8 hours of time on it. Um, so, there's that. So that's kind of my plan, is to try to do that. So then we can hopefully get like a lot done in that small amount of time, and get things moving and that kind
That'd
of stuff.
be amazing.
Yeah, we've just got to figure it out, because I know the excavator, I think, is right around the same. It might be a little bit more, which we will have to do an excavator. My son does have equipment, but you guys, he has his own business of landscaping, and the equipment is doing his job. It's doing, it's not stuff that's up here all the time. So it's usually going from job site to job site to job site. So it's not something that we've really been able to use very much.
And when he does bring it up in this area, he's working on building a place for himself by winter. So
right. So they've got to have a pole barn in with electricity to it, set up for their RV to go in, and he's got babies, he's got all that stuff. So yeah, it's just, he might be able to do a little bit of here and there, and we're going to kind of work on that. I'm going to be doing some sawmilling for him, and he is going to be doing some work for me. So we're going to trade in that aspect. So there is that. So that's good. But it really does change the way we do stuff. And I watch these other channels, and I watch, Courtney and Riley, they've got, they're young. There's that. And they've got equipment. And when you have equipment, you can get so much more done. Yeah. And I'm so excited for the people that we know that have equipment and can do their stuff. Like, I'm super excited for them.
Yeah.
And I'm just waiting for the time when we'll have that here on the property, because eventually we will. So in that instance, you need to share our videos with your friends and have them subscribe and watch our channel.
Yeah, Anna said maybe we can help with the costs. That would be lovely.
And okay, so I have been tossing this around only because I've seen other YouTubers do stuff very similarly. Now, one thing that we don't do is we don't do a lot of super chats. We don't tell you, oh, in order for us to answer your question, you need to do a super chat. We love doing the lives. We just have a really good time doing them. But as far as making money on the lives, we don't make money unless there's super chats. That's a legit thing. So basically, lives probably are about 30 cents is what we get. And again, we do this channel because we enjoy doing this channel. So I don't want anybody to think that, but it is a job. And so we've been thinking about switching our lives to just once a month and kind of doing it as a fundraiser. So to rent equipment. But I feel very uncomfortable about it. So I don't know. I don't like asking people for stuff. That's just me. Oh, Jody, you're so sweet. Thank you so much.
Speaking of Jody, she's having a meeting tomorrow to determine if she wants bypass surgery. Please pray that she gets good information.
Oh, we absolutely will.
Thank you, Jody. That was very sweet. Yeah. Yeah, Susie says. Yeah.
What am I fixing? What's happening? Kelly.
No twinning, Bob. No twinning. And yes, we saw Ambition Strikes Water Generator. We do watch them. They are friends of ours.
Yeah,
so.
we even see them in person, Bob.
Yeah.
Like, they're our friends.
We definitely see them. The shed.
New straw cowboy hats. Hey, this hat has been with me for like 6 years. I got this hat. Oh, Nancy, thank you so much. I got this hat riding cross country, and it was super hot. I think I was in Utah or something. And I pulled over at one of those truck stopping places and found this guy. And I love it. It's legitimately my favorite hat.
He wanted us to be twinners and get 2 of them.
Do you wear these kind of hats?
Well, I've
never
really
one.
been a cowgirl before.
I've never been a cowgirl. No, Anna, thank you.
I did have some cowgirl boots at one point in my life, and I'm really sad that I got rid of them when I moved to Florida. But Heather and I do try to be our own people.
Oh, Priscilla, thank you so
Oh,
much.
bless
You
you,
guys
honey.
are wonderful.
We do try to be our own people. So she wears those. I wear more baseball hats. I just,
I have one baseball hat that I like.
I tucked mine away for the winter, and I need to find where I put them this time.
Don't you hate that?
I do hate it because,
But her room's almost done, so she'll be able to get all of her stuff out and organize it and everything.
like today, I could totally use one. You know,
That's when I looked at myself on this thing and went, "Oh, I need to go get my hat."
the sun is like,
Okay, if you guys are on the fence about whether or not to purchase one of these, we got this from Walmart. It's the Pioneer Woman. I love it. What have we had these 2 weeks now? I think we talked about these on the live.
we are kind of twinning on this.
We do twin on these, but they fit in your car holders. They have a handle. They have 2 different drink spouts, and they'll keep our ice. My ice stays for like 3 days.
Okay, Jay, thank you, honey.
Oh, thank you, KJ. You guys are wonderful.
And Anna, if you can't help financially, sharing their videos helps a lot. It absolutely
It
does.
really, really does. Watching them, sharing them.
Carlos says, thank you for being honest about how it works. I thought you would get most of it. And Michelle said, what state or is your homestead located? We are in Idaho.
Yes, we're in Idaho. Northern Idaho, up in the panhandle of Idaho. And it's called that because it looks like a panhandle that you hold on to your pan.
Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious.
Oh, thank you, Alicia.
Oh, Alicia, thank you so much.
We miss Priscilla. No, I said something to her.
Yeah, I said,
We
oh,
both
I
did.
did, yeah.
We did not miss it, honey. And I guess I should put my money where my mouth is, but money's dirty, so here's a super chat.
That's so funny.
So we were going to talk about community.
Community. We actually chatted with Anna about this today. And, you know, I was reading a woman's, a lady's homesteading forum that I belong to. And, you know, her husband, some things happened. Her husband ended up leaving, and it was her with kids. And she was like, I don't think I can do this on my own. And I think there's just a huge amount of people that believe this. Doesn't matter if you're female or male, but creating that community, creating that space of people that want to do what you want to do. I happen to have purchased the land, you know, but there are going to be people who can do that part. And then, okay, my dream was to have like property and have my friends be on each 4 corners. Let's just say 20 acres, and each person has 5 acres, and there's a community space in the center, and we garden together and we raise animal. Each individual person has their own space that you can go back to, and you know, and then come together and help each other out and be there for each other and be that emotional support, you know, the socialization, planning together, you know, just doing things together. And if you have to take off or want to take off, thanks, Drew.
He feels left out. Lots of super chats. Thank you so much.
That you have that, because one of the things that I think I've heard the most from people who do this lifestyle is you can't leave your farm because of your animals. But if you had people, if you did that, so if you just said, you know, I'm going to section this off, and I have some friends. I'm so shocked how many people are like, I want to come up there and live with you. I want to come up there and help. I want to come up there and be part. I want that community that you have. I want to do that too. And it's such a real thing of, especially people our age. Again, it doesn't matter if it's male or female, but people our age. I find more ladies just because I'm a lady and I have women friends. I just don't want to leave them in out. And we're in this space of, like Jess with Roots and Refuge likes to say, your waiting room. And we feel like we're in our waiting room, and we're waiting for those the husbands that God's going to put in our lives. And if you're actively doing the things you're supposed to be doing, then the people, and you're being the woman that you want to be or the man that you want to be, then the people are going to start showing up. And the people that you want to spend time with and you want to be around and you want to do this with, because this lifestyle is very, Jody, I do have a PayPal account. This lifestyle is very isolating. It can be very isolating if you let it. That has happened to me in some of the other farms that I've had. Is it, at first it was I'm just raising my son and I'm homeschooling. So now I own my own business and I'm homeschooling. And so I did get involved in the homeschooling community, but again, I was different then because my husband had died. So I was a single mom in this homeschooling group. I had one child, not, a bunch of children. Um, and, so I always felt a little bit away from or whatever, but, uh, doing this with a group of women, for me, it would be a group of women, um, that are in the same space that I'm in. We don't have babies anymore. We're husbandless right now. And then we get to do these things together. And, someone may be, okay, Anna likes the chickens a whole lot. So like you have, and, and I enjoy all the milking animals and the sheep and all that kind of stuff. And to be able to just say, this is what I'm going to do this year,
Yeah.
and maybe rotate it around so you get to switch up animals again, that helps with the property. And worms get confused. They're looking for a specific host, and if you don't have that host in the same spot all the time, they're like, oh, I'm a worm that likes sheep, and now you have cows, or now you have chickens. You get that whole thing. So
Priscilla wants to be a part of it.
she wants in.
Hi, Ty. Ty from Quality of Life.
Oh, hey, Ty. And, so this is just something that joining these homesteading forums on Facebook is where I found them. Facebook can be very, very negative. And what I've done is I've just joined a bunch of forums that are doing stuff that I am interested in.
Yep.
And now that's what my feed is full of. And I don't really see all the negative BS.
Essentially a commune.
Yeah, exactly.
Now showers.
Now we have a shower. We're set. But these tiny houses that that have become a thing, and you could either purchase one or you could buy one. You could take an RV trailer and rebuild on it and make it a nicer space or whatever. That's a legit real thing. Another thing, so I actually had a guy buy dogs from me, and they would take older horse trailers and turn them into RVs, completely furnish them out. And they were, those are pretty stout.
Yeah.
So that was in Oklahoma.
I was talking to somebody about that not too long ago. That would be really cool.
Yeah. So, there's just so many things now, it's just finding your tribe and your group. And I'm going to tell you, you get on Facebook and you start getting into these communities and you start talking to people, and I don't know, maybe do some of those. We've had a lot of, like the foraging groups that go do stuff together and stuff like that. Getting out and doing those
and
kinds of
finding local
things.
groups of where you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of providence. Of course, I'm a God believer, and I think that things happen for a reason, and God makes the steps to where they happen. And I think that's how I made it here, and how we met some of the people that we've met along the way. So
yeah, Bob, we don't want that kind of community.
For those of you talking about the rabbits behind us, this is the rabbit pen.
Yeah.
So they're like, ooh, cameo appearance of rabbits.
Yeah. We have the bunnies behind us, and we've been talking about, so today one of our big discussions was, we have some areas that we would always put feed down for whoever's roaming around, right? They would get grain too. And there was a specific seed in the bird food for the rooster that they didn't like. The chickens did not like it. Who else was that for?
It was the duck. It was the rooster.
Yeah.
It was the duck and the chickens.
And so they would eat everything but this one seed. So
and the wild bunnies.
We have these patches of beautiful grass that have come in.
Thick.
It is
super thick.
It is beautiful. It's very fast growing. I think it's what did I say? Rye? No, ryegrass. It might be ryegrass.
Yeah.
It's what they do fodder with. They grow fodder for your animals. So we were actually talking about planting it on purpose and growing it. Thanks, Anna. Towards the commune. It's so funny.
KJ made a really good point. She said, I think along with middle age and the pandemic, it made a lot of people think. It made me quit my job and semi-retire. And now I'm doing what I want. It's absolutely what happened with me as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Well, I've been I've been doing this lifestyle since I got out of the service. So since I was 27. And but the thing is because I was a young mom, my husband had just died, and I've always been trying to do this by myself. Now I've dated people, they've tried to come in and be part of it, um realizing how difficult this lifestyle is
Yeah.
and decided against it. So that's happened, but that's where I'm really into this, as far as just a group of doing like-minded ladies that want to do this, that are at the same space and age. And I think it's because with each having their own space, I think that would work well, because each person could do what they do best and what they enjoy doing
Yeah.
the most. And so, for instance, like, I've always loved mowing the lawn. Like, that's legit something that I have loved, loved, loved doing. And so there's like these weird things that maybe one person really likes doing that the other person doesn't
Maybe
like doing.
doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm kind of over chickens. I like the rooster, because he's hilarious and he fights me and it's funny.
He's spicy.
But and I may end up having more chickens because I do the rotational grazing with the animals and putting chickens out there so that they're doing their thing. But as far as having a bunch of chickens to do the eggs, I'm not. I could do without. But I like doing the rabbit, and I like sheep, and I like goats, and those kinds of things. So, um, and I enjoy the herding that goes with that with my dogs and stuff like that. So, I think it's something that is that it is definitely a need that is out there. It is a want that is out there, and it's wading through
Yeah.
people with bad intentions to find those people that have good intentions. And I think you find that through going to these foraging things. Like, you can go forage even if you live in the city and you're in that in between space. You could go forage, you can go
Yep.
do that stuff. I mean, there's definitely some medical situations that would stop somebody from being able to do this lifestyle. It is hard.
You can always do an adaptive lifestyle as well.
Hmm. But
Um,
even that, let's just say, well, my Aunt Connie had a friend that was in a wheelchair, and he used to tease me all the time because he's like, "You just don't treat me like I'm handicapped." And I'm like, "Well, you're not. I mean, yeah, you're in a wheelchair, but
yeah.
there's so many things you can do. And you could do raised beds, be in a wheelchair, and still be doing a lot of things." Like, Sam and his friend, his friend Kevin, his name was Kevin. Sam had polio when he was really young, so he had walking arms, things that he put on his, what are those called?
Braces.
Braces on his arms that would help him walk.
Yeah.
And then his friend also had the same thing. So,
Yeah.
and they completely gutted a single wide trailer and completely refinished it, the two of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? How am I supposed to treat you like you're handicapped? You're doing all these things.
Michelle says, my partner and I are looking for a homestead. That's why I asked. We are both middle aged as well. We love the lifestyle. We've been in RV for a little over a year in a small campground.
Yeah, we've been doing this RV. Gosh, this is my third year, and now we're into this last winter. We were in this shipping container, and it was so nice to expand to a bigger space.
Susie says, is it hard to sort out creepers?
It. I had somebody reach out really early on and got very pushy with me. Like, I want to come see you. I want to visit. I want to come up there. I can help you with this. When someone gets too pushy with me, that's where I'm like, I'm out. Like, you've got to give me the opportunity to process all of it. You know what I mean? And because we all have our trauma, we all have our issues, we all have, and one thing that would be a big thing for me is if somebody wasn't willing to communicate through the process. If it's somebody who, now I'm not saying, there are times that I shut down and I need a minute, and then I'm going to come back and we'll talk about stuff. But you have to be willing to communicate hard things. You have to be able to discuss hard things. So if someone's not willing to do that, they're out for me. I can't. Um, if someone's not willing to do their part, then they have. So I mean, you would have to come up with, I don't know, some things that you would figure out, that you would have to figure out. Um, a lot of it, I think, would have to be feeling like you would really have to just feel like this is someone that I really get along with. Um, I think the key would be having your own personal space.
I think that's important for anybody,
Yeah.
any relationship, to have your time alone too.
Mm-hmm.
We got Judy and Robin that say, we're here, we're late, the internet shut down. So we're glad to have
Hi,
you,
Robin.
ladies.
Hi, you guys. Oh, Wade made it.
Yeah.
Hi, Wade.
I'm not caught up. I was holding on one response, so.
You do have to be really careful. And I would think, you know, there's some people that I've met and I've just immediately liked them, and then spent, you know, a year getting to know them, and just been like, yeah, this person has been a consistent person. I don't think that I would meet somebody, and I actually wouldn't even advertise it, to be honest with you. I wouldn't say it out loud to people that, hey, I'm looking for this. I would start participating in the groups and then come across somebody and be having a casual conversation and say, well, yeah, I've got land. Yeah, I wouldn't mind sectioning off a bit and renting that space, because you have to do stuff legally. You don't want squatters to come on your property and then steal your property. Unfortunately, you have to do those kinds of things. But, you know, setting up a lease or setting up something like that, and maybe it's a every 6-month lease, and then at 6 months you reevaluate, and after a specific time, you know, I was talking to a lady who did rentals, and she said, I've had this one guy that we've rented to for 8 years. Like, this is where he lives, this is what, you know, where he's at, and we don't even think about him moving out because he's just been such a consistent person. I think it would be very similar to that.
KJ said, any recent updates to the Amazon wish list? Is it still current?
It's still current to the point of stuff that we need inside. We might have to move because the sun is like,
I know, it's
right
being kind of rude.
We may have to scoot that direction. I'm gonna move that. Yeah. The sun's blaring. You know, the biggest thing is that we're getting ready to move out into the sawmill. The sawmill will be coming back this week sometime, and probably on Friday, and then we'll get it all set up and ready, and we'll be out at the mill. And at that point, our biggest, I think, purchase is renting equipment.
So we greatly appreciate you guys.
Yes.
Donating, because that's what this money's going to go towards.
Yeah.
Am I cold? I was cold earlier in the shade, so that's why I have my handy dandy jacket. Yes.
It's crazy because you get in the shade and it's so beautiful and so wonderful, and then the sun gets you and you're like, I'm hot, I'm dying.
Oh, Priscilla rents. I didn't realize you rent.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Health and wellness. Hello. Welcome.
Hi. Rented the same apartment for over 31 years.
Oh, wow.
Wow, Jody.
That's amazing, Jody.
That is amazing. Yay, sawmill videos.
Anna, Mary, I made mayo yesterday. I was going to call you. It's not a blanket, it's a jacket. Silly. Let's see. Trial period, if you do the commune, gives everybody a chance to see if it works without land buying and economic ties.
I think I'm on.
Ty wants to join the commune. Of
Heck
course.
yeah. We've seen you build.
Yeah, heck yeah. If you guys haven't, go over to Quality of Life.
Yeah, he does some good stuff.
Will Ahmad drop a link down there?
You know, I think it's just kind of about, you definitely would have to dot your I's and cross your T's, but the potential of having a really wonderful... Richard! Settle down!
Mr. Cranium.
He's like, there's a baby bunny next to me. Do you see this?
Don's limping by behind us. You'll see him in a second.
There he goes. Why is that so funny? That's hilarious. Yeah. You know, but I think it's something I've always wanted to do, you guys. It's literally always been something that I've been like, this would be really cool to do. And I have friends that live, we all just live far from each other. And we've always kind of gotten together and talked about how fun would that be if we could actually have land near each other. What?
Ty, you're yelling at a rooster.
Yes.
Jody wants to add a link to the
Thanks,
About
Tiffany.
page for the PayPal account. I think it's under the description, isn't it? Under any
yes.
video? If you go to any video and you look at the description, there should be a PayPal link.
I will add it on the About page, though, because I have had a couple of people tell me that, and then I just forget.
Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Robert. So funny.
Are you, Ty, are you telling me that you don't yell at your roosters? Because I have a gouge on the back of my heel from this guy the other day.
And to be fair, he yells at us. He comes up right next to us and he's like doing what he's doing right now.
And then he drops a wing and he like sidesteps at you.
He really does. He looks like he's doing a tribal dance.
Yes.
But like sideways.
Yes. Yeah. He totally does. And he's like bows up on you. Yeah, we're talking about you. He hasn't moved. There's this little tiny bunny, little baby bunny right next to him. And he's like tattling on it.
You should have seen him though. It was the funniest thing when Heather got him the other day and she was carrying him by his
I jerked him up like a 2-year-old throwing a temper tantrum in Walmart, man. Got him by his wing. I'm like, whoo! And then I grabbed him by his feet and put them upside down.
and he's like,
ah!
what is happening? It was the funniest
She never
thing.
catches me.
It was the funniest thing.
Threw him out there with the goats. I'm like, you're on timeout, sir. And he stayed out there for most of the day, actually.
That was
Just
right
like,
after he gouged you.
Yeah, he did. He drew blood. He thinks he's
She's gonna have a
bad.
scar.
I'm gonna have a scar on my heel. Thanks a lot, Richard.
Morty for short. My rooster is cool, Ty says, but yes, I do yell at him to try to get him to shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just trying to get a hug, Mary says. Bob says his new name might be Rigor Mortis. And Anna also screwed out off with her roo yesterday.
See,
He
something's
knows
going
who the
on.
boss is.
Something is going on. I don't know, you guys. I feel bad for these two. I mean, they got each other, so they got their bromance going on. But I feel bad for more Donald than Richard. I just feel like he needs girlfriends, like friends.
Yeah, if we got Richard girlfriends, man, they would be like, please just leave me alone.
Yeah, he'd have to have 15. See, that's the problem with him, is we need 15.
You can't just get him one or two.
Donald was the sweetest. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Ducks, but Donald, when he had 2 girls sitting on nests, he would rotate and take them for walks. It was the cutest thing ever.
It was very, very sweet. He really was quite the romancer.
Very doting.
That's why he was called Don Juan originally, because he had several ladies, and then we processed, and then we ended up with 2. And he was just so sweet to them.
So, yeah. And then, of course, you go into North 40 and they've got baby ducks there. And it takes everything that you can to not purchase baby ducks. Susie, Richard Cranium.
We need a kangaroo. Yes. That would be
Ooh,
great.
yeah, we do.
I would also be fine with the emu. They are so hysterical. You guys seen them? Like, they're so funny.
You guys cannot see the baby bunny is behind Kimmy. There's 2. There's one. That one's still over there. Hey, your brother's over there.
I had it on my lap and did a video.
They're still small enough they can fit through the fence. So we've got I loaned my cutting tool to my son. I haven't gotten it back yet. So we need to cut
She means grinder.
grinder. Yeah, we need to cut the chicken wire and get it up on here because we're getting ready to have babies come out of holes here pretty soon.
White bunny attack.
That's a silver one.
The white bunny is King Edward and his babies.
Yeah. And then Darla's doing wonderful. She's really showing with her babies.
Richard is Flapjack.
Yeah.
Everywhere's bunnies. Bunnies, bunnies. Everywhere's bunnies.
I did have one person get mad at me when I did my short about raising rabbits for food, and she was like, wait, you're talking about eating these, killing them and eating them? I'm like, yes.
That used to be me, so I totally get it. I would have been like, what? No! I thought they were just pets. I don't know.
Yep, but we're putting up the outhouse. We were going to work on that today, but it just didn't happen. So that's probably going to happen tomorrow. And then finish up the installation and the wiring inside in the, what do we call in that space where the coffee machine is and the TV and the sliding glass door and then goes into the living room? Is that the walkthrough? Our entryway?
Yeah.
Our foyer?
Bye, Jody. Jody's
Bye,
gotta go.
Jody. Our foyer.
Darlene says, I would love to live like you guys, but at almost 65, the mind is willing, but the body says, hell no.
Yeah.
We get that. Bob says, favorite bunny recipe?
I like smoked so far. That's my favorite. But I've used it in enchiladas.
I would like to try tacos.
Tacos would be good. I could see smoking it. I could see smoking it and doing a smoked taco.
I'm not as much of a smoke fan.
I like everything smoked. Smoked and barbecued. Barbecue sauce. Pass through. Kelly says pass through.
Pass through. Pass through, walk through, it's the same thing. Pretty much.
Vicki, that is so true. I was watching where she said city people still think their meat comes from the back of the store. So I was watching this short and somebody was talking about it, and they had put out a video and someone had said, why don't you just get your meat at the store where no animals were harmed? And he was just, you guys, this is where it's coming from. This is what's happening, and they don't get to have a good life. They go, but it's man, we've just been brainwashed as a society. We're so far removed from our food and where it comes from and how it's grown. And
there was a person on Facebook that was like, you might as well stop saying processed. Oh, it was, I think it was one of my videos.
yes,
Stop saying processed, say murdered, say killed, say
yeah,
all these things. And I was like, I don't say those things,
I don't need the shock value.
I don't.
That's
Yeah,
all about shock value.
Yeah. It's a little mind, to do those kinds of words, and the whole point of the thing is, at least the animals that we're raising are living a really good life, and they're having one bad day, unlike the big stores that have the the big
the kill lots.
What do you call
They're
it?
called kill lots,
Yeah.
actually. And they live in these little spaces and they're cramped in
and that's their
standing in the
whole life.
manure
Like
and,
it's terrible. So
they don't get to just graze and eat grass. Nancy says, I understand that I'm 71 and I still think that I am young and can do anything, but the next day my body says, what the heck were you thinking? Same.
Yep.
Mine does too. And since we both injured our shoulders, we're having to be even more careful. And I have this list. I'm like, it's a beautiful day. We're going to get all this stuff done. And by mid-afternoon, my feet hurt so bad I can't even walk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're done. I'm done. I can't do anymore. We have what we do is we work and then we rest. And we work and we rest. So when we're trying to motivate ourselves at the top of the hour, we get up and we work. And we do something. And then we rest.
And we change projects too. So
Mhm.
that's why the list thing doesn't quite work for me in particular.
Yeah, same.
Because I'll have a list of a bunch of things that need to get done. And if I'm working on little bits of different things, and at the end of the day, not one thing on that list is done, then I feel like I am worthless. I didn't get anything done. And it mentally is hard on me for my brain, and maybe it's just my
Same.
OCD or what have you. I can't just sit and do one thing all day long. I have to kind of go around to different things, and I get squirreled away, quite honestly. Like,
Well, if I get stressed about something, I have to walk away from it. If I try to push through, then I end up getting very cranky. And then it's just not fun. And that's one of the things that I made the decision that I made when I got this property is as long as I was having fun and having a good time. I'm not talking about every second of every day, but in general, at the end of the day, if I can say, yeah, this was a hard day, but it was a good day, and I'm doing the things that I wanted to do, and I'm still enjoying it, and I want to get up and do it tomorrow, then I would continue doing it. Um, otherwise, it's real easy. Not that I would sell my land, but it's real easy to just say, uh, I'm going to have I'm just going to live in the tiny home. I'm not going to expand. I'm not going to do a bigger building. I'm not going to do a big barn. I'm not going to do any of that. I can have my little goat shed and have my little goat in it. And
are you guys tap dancing?
not expand any more than where we're at, and just putter around and work on cleanup and stuff like that. And I think that's why the last few days have been so hard to film, because we've really just been puttering around. We've gotten a lot done, but it's not like we're working on this one thing.
And that's not necessarily stuff that we need to show you guys either. One of it's like I'll say, for example, the hay pile from last year, the pieces that fell apart and fell on the ground and kind of gets mushy and yucky underneath the pallets. I'm scooping all that up with a pitchfork and throwing it in the garden beds.
Right.
Nobody needs to see that. Like, it is gross. It is gummy. It is stinky. Yeah. It is.
It's in the breaking down process, and it's just not.
Yep.
It's not fun. We also have all of these pallets that are kind of sitting around, and so we've got some things that we're raising up our watering things so that we can gravity feed. So we're setting that up.
That'll save us on having to deal with pumps and having to deal with batteries,
generator or a battery or any of those
solars,
or just I have to unhook this over here. I have to unhook the shower to come over here and water the garden, which I've done a couple of times.
We were talking about that earlier, like if we were going to do a washer, having to unhook the shower to hook up the washer.
Yeah.
And,
a washing machine.
That's what.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
clothes. But we would, that's one of the things about, once the shop goes up, we'll be doing rain collection. We'll have a whole system in there. So most likely the washer and dryer will be out there.
Yeah.
And then the washer being used, the dryer being used through the winter, but the washer, and not really through the summer because we can hang up clothes.
I think he's like, just do a time lapse of all those jobs. They make good filler for the videos.
And it's really funny. I think because we video everything, I made the conscious decision that I was not going to video doing garden work. We video the herding because it's really good for me to watch later. And I'm like, oh, I can put this in a video and add this to a video. But it's more for me to watch the dog and see what I'm missing when I'm in the ring with the dog. But to just be able to putter around and not have to think about, oh, I need to tell you what I'm doing, or I need to try to share this or whatever. And then I'm doing the walkthroughs. So that's kind of what I just decided that's what I'm going to do. It's a really good quiet time for me, I think.
Yeah. Do a video of you ladies singing as you go for water.
We can't do that. We get gigged.
Not unless we made up our own songs.
Yeah, we'd have to make up our own songs.
Richard is flanking the rabbit pen.
He does that. He spends a lot of time. He spends a lot of time up here in this. It doesn't matter where we are. That rooster shows up. We could be we went over by where my son was cleaning up the whole area over by the sawmill, and I turn around and here comes Richard through the woods.
He really does like to be with us, even though he acts like a little spicy.
He's so funny.
Alicia loved watching the herding. I do too. I find it mesmerizing. Yeah. I'm literally holding the phone like this. And it's funny because now I don't even watch them do it. I'm watching through the phone. Yeah. And like,
It really is. And if you know what you're, so for instance, I was watching that video that was in on the Farm to Table channel that I put out today. And I'm like, oh, now I understand why she kept turning, because I had my the rake in the wrong space. And
Ah.
so because my rake was and then I fixed it and I was prepared to and I was giving her the open space. So watching those really truly helps me, but I love herding. I love doing it. And did we did record Justin today.
Yeah.
This morning Justin was just, he is leaps and bounds doing things, and it's just really cool to see him have his thing and be like, oh, this is what I was bred to do. It's really cool.
As the marketing manager, I'm asking everyone to remember to join the Cause We Can Date app. Yeah,
Who
it's
is
only
that?
$9.99 a month.
Right?
We're not in it. Vicky, you don't have to tell us. Anyone who can't figure it out doesn't need to know. I don't have to tell you what.
What?
What?
We're confused, Vicky. We need more information on that.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do a Ritzy cam. What is that, Priscilla?
Oh, for the puppy, for her puppy.
Oh, yeah.
On her
Oh,
puppy.
oh, the dog. Okay,
Yeah,
I got you. I was thinking that was a special camera.
Yeah.
Well, Kelly has a harness for the GoPro for the corgi. So once we meet up and we get to hang out and we get that, we can put it on, see if it fits, because it might not fit. They have specific sizes.
Oh,
Anyway,
no.
then we'll put the GoPro on the dogs and see. Tell us what you're doing in the video. So I did that a little bit better, I think, today. I was explaining what I was doing as I was doing it in the herding video. Get you a glamour shots of the ladies, of us wheeling manure.
$30 a month. Okay. If people want to see that. Okay, so there's this song that's out, and it said, what is it? The pretty girls.
Oh,
all
the pretty girls walk like this.
this. And I was like, we should totally just get dirty and mucky and what have you and say,
End of the day.
End of the day. All the pretty girls look like this. Do a short on that. Who is tall enough that those 10-foot limbs hit them?
Victor on the skid steer, when he was doing stuff on the skid steer. Plus, they're just dead. There's a lot of dead branches on these lower trees, and it just looks terrible. Of course, this tree right directly behind you guys is dead. That one's going to come down this year and go into the firewood.
Well, and as you're walking around under the trees, these can kind of scratch you as you're walking around. Mm-hmm. So,
but I mean, 10 foot, I probably won't go up 10 foot, but Victor was out here last year with one of his friends, and he limbs all the way up to as far as the pole will go, and man, it looked like a park. It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
it's just so
aesthetically beautiful. It's pleasing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna get the rest of this trimmed up, and we do have a couple of small. I need to do some maintenance on my chainsaw, so we'll get that done, and then we've got a bunch of cleanup over in that area behind the garden. And lots of trees to come down over there. So, hi Susan, glad you made it.
And lots of limbing still.
Lots of limbing.
Lots.
Well, and that's what I was thinking with that. The trees that I know that I'm cutting down, I can limb standing up. You know, with the tree standing up, we can pull those limbs over, give them to the goats and the rabbits because they love eating that. And the pine needles are a dewormer for them. So. And then we can, when we drop the tree, it's already halfway limbed.
They got the ones you dropped the other day, and the rabbits were super happy about it.
Bye, Priscilla.
Oh, bye, sweet friends.
Thanks for hanging out.
Gotta go pick up dinner.
Wait, Bob. Oh. Anna posted in front of the high school picture wall. We got, so yeah, we're going to be doing a bonfire here pretty soon. It'd be fun to try to do a live around the bonfire. Mm-hmm. Sometime this week, we might do a pop-up live.
Although we're usually in bed by dark.
Maybe we'll. It's true.
Bonfires.
Maybe we can do the bonfire on the members live. The membership is super helpful. Also, for those of you that want to do that, that is really helpful. And um,
Harry, we already did the garden, and if you go over to Cause We Can Farm to Table, she
Oh,
did a
yeah.
garden tour today on that
I
channel.
did. I showed all the stuff that we've been doing.
Yeah, so go on over there and check that out.
Have you used the pole saw again? How long did the battery last? No, because we literally filmed it that day. I edited it and we uploaded it.
Yep.
And then today, this afternoon, well, after we get done with here, or tomorrow morning, depending, I've got a weed eater that was sent also that I'm doing a video on.
Vicky said, "No, I'm explaining what I meant about time lapse. You don't need to talk us
Oh,
through
I got
what
you.
you're doing in time
Oh,
lapse."
I see. I see. I
Gotcha.
got you. But the we actually now have, I think, like 6 of those batteries because I've gotten a few things from that particular company, that same stuff.
Which we didn't even realize.
Yeah, so now we've got like 6 batteries that we've got a whole bunch that we can run those off of. That one came with 2 batteries, and I can't remember the little 6-inch handsaw that we used, which is, so we have a 6-inch handsaw, and now we have the 8-inch handsaw with the pole. When we had that thing charged, the one battery charged, and used it for a long time before it went dead.
Yeah, if I remember
It was,
correctly. Yeah.
it was like we used it 3 or 4 different days for, I don't know, quite a while. We used it on building all of our,
It'll be interesting to see because we charge the batteries up, so next time we go out, we'll kind of time it and see how long one battery.
Yeah, but
lasts.
yeah, hopefully we can, because we work in small bits. I don't know if we would run out a whole battery.
Yeah,
If it lasts like the 6-inch one.
that's true. Good point.
Oh, Debbie, that's nice.
Yeah, KJ, that is the challenge. Keeping the same batteries and chargers together is now the challenge.
Yeah, well, which is really cool now because now we have 3 chargers. What I'm doing is when I go into Harbor Freight, I get one of the small bags that they have for tools, and I'm putting stuff in that. So that's kind of how I'm organizing the stuff. I've also seen, and I really like, where they just get totes, small totes, little tubs with lids, and then you can write on it what it is on the outside. So if you're like looking for weed eater batteries or weed eater charger, it's all in that. You pull that out, you get everybody charged, you do all of that. I've also seen where they've had an actual station where those things stay all the time and they're plugged in, and they have a cord. You take a piece of tape, wrap it around the cord, and write on it what it's for.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
I
and
like
then it's always right there. But in our tiny space, that's really not.
But that would be really good in the shop if granted, if
Yeah,
there was space.
that will happen in the shop. I've already kind of Pinterest a thing that I like for that.
Ooh, Bob's having pizza and Greek salad tonight. That sounds delicious. And he got a new garden tractor mower today.
Oh, nice. I got my mower started. It hurt though, money wise. I would like a picture, so send me a picture of it.
And for those of you that might not know, Bob has 2 videos out.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if he changed the name. So Bob, we can't drop a link. But it's been
KJ
fun.
has a specific cabinet for batteries. Yeah.
That's awesome. I also like Heather was talking about how she does different things like a bucket of all the things that you need for electric fencing, and you keep all that in one bucket, or different things that you need all of one thing for one project.
Yeah.
In a bucket, like I can't speak. That's just me. I just can't. But like when we're going out to the sawmill, like a bucket for everything that's related.
5-gallon bucket. It has a handle.
Sawmill.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, you just put everything in it. But the fencing stuff, there have been more than once that animals have gotten out, and it was very easy to grab the bucket and head out, get the animals wrangled in, and then you can fix the problem because everything is right there.
Speaking of problems, so this morning we wake up and come out with our coffee, and Sissy's got her head stuck in the fence.
Again. She did this winter. She got stuck this winter. And she's just like lays down. She's like, I guess this is where I live now.
This is, yeah.
And then we got her out. We got her out without having to cut the fence, which was great. And I swear she peed for 15 minutes.
Yeah. It was the longest goat pee I've ever seen in my entire life.
Her little face was like, ah. My bladder was so full.
KJ had a BLT. I love BLTs. Those are my
me
favorites on sourdough.
There's no way I could eat a BLT right now.
Actually, I like BLTCs with some cheese on them.
I like avocado. Every time I go to my grandma's house, I buy all the stuff for BLTs with an avocado. And that's what we make. So it's become a thing now. When I show up, it's like on my way. We're having BLTs. Heather's here. It's usually
Kelly says use the stick and duct tape on her horns.
Yeah. That's kind of the next thought for her. She doesn't do it very often, so that's what makes it hard to do.
Let's see. Oh, people are subbing to you, Tigger.
Yay.
Look at you. Cucumber, not on my BLTs.
Kroger bacon is now much, much, much better than Smithfield, which is just wrong. Oh, interesting.
That is interesting.
Why'd you say cucumber, Bob? I don't understand.
On the BLT.
I mean, it would be good, but then is it a BLT? But I guess it's not a BLT when I put avocado on it and you put cheese on it either.
No, it's a BLT.
What's with the sun?
It's a BLTC or a BLTA.
Yeah.
His would be a BLT CC. No, C. Still C.
Oh, these puppies.
Oh, it's been an hour at 6:02.
Well, I'm glad that my tongue doesn't hurt too bad. I have two, like they cut them and then they burned them. That was interesting.
You should have just heard her.
Cauterized it.
Hysterical. Listening to her talk was so funny. Blat. Yes, blat.
I'm super excited for the weather, and this time last year we were in the 90s and we are in the 70s all week this week, and then we're having a normal North Idaho year so far.
What is happening?
Apparently Sasquatch is in the backyard.
I like just bacon and cucumber with meal on a
That'd be
hero.
good. Thank you, Cora.
Aw, thank you. Thank you so much, Cora.
Well, you guys, I think we're going to head out. I appreciate all of you that showed up and hung out with us and that funded us for a bit and helping us get a rental for a machine rental. That's amazing.
And all you that always are so
Yeah.
encouraging and supportive. We greatly appreciate you.
See, this is how we built our community. We did the YouTube channel, we share our lives, and we've made some of the coolest friends, I think.
We really have. You guys have become friends, and that's what is so amazing.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take off, go figure out what we're going to eat. We did have salad and chicken, but now I want something else.
That was kind of a late lunch.
It really was.
Because we had eggs for
I don't
breakfast.
feel like that counts.
No.
I mean, it counts for lunch,
Yeah.
not dinner.
No.
All right.
God bless.
See you later. Oh, rigor mortis. Bye.
Oh, that's cute.